Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the official LOTRO stream Twitch channel. I am your host, Little Redhead, and I will be taking you around the world of Middle Earth today. So we are here in the Netherlands. I have my trusty sidekick cat over here. Her name is Cato. She is sleeping, as one should. So hopefully you can see her at some point during the stream. Well, you can see her right now. I seem to have moved her over a little bit, so, but I won't move her now. I'll move her later when she's up. I'll scooch her more out here so you can see her a little bit better. No, not while she's sleeping. She'll wake up. So, oh, and before I get too far, and this will come up a couple times during the stream, I have a new t-shirt. It is the Before the Shadow, the new mini expansion pack that is coming out. I think they said end of September. So we went to a meet and greet in Germany while they were, SSG folks were there, and they gave out t-shirts to the people who were there. So very excited. We have swag. I finally have like a piece of SSG swag, and I'm very excited about that. Hello, AleMap. Welcome to the stream. Let's see, yes, I should say hello, everyone in the stream. There we go. So morning for you. It is afternoon here. It's actually like 5:30 in the afternoon for us. So you'll see the afternoon sun wafting across here. So we are today on the Anor server. It is a legendary server and it is closing. Today is the 30th of August, and Anor's last day is sometime on the 31st of August. Now, that is tomorrow. That's a Wednesday. They usually do a restart on Wednesdays. So it's possible that they'll do the restart and then Anor just will never come back after that. So it's our last day, really, to get out there and get anything done if we want to have it before the move. So I have been accumulating stuff. I've gone and sold my houses. So hang on, let me show you. Let me get into my shared storage. So I have currently 2 bore fountains, and I've been distributing things to 3 different servers. I'm going to take my main characters and all the good stuff to Crick Hollow. I hear it's quite nice there, so we're going to chill out there. I have also been sending some things to Landreval, to my characters there, and doing some yard decorating. And then I've also sent some things to my characters over on Laurelin to try and help them out. For example, the dance Hobbit went that direction. The tome for the Hobbit dance. So, yeah, so I've been kind of dispersing things in different directions. So we're kind of into the last day of doing any of that, because what will happen is once Anor is closed, we'll be able to transfer our characters off and transfer the shared storage, but you won't be able to actually get into the server and move things around or anything like that. Basically, it'll be that login screen, and when you get to the login screen, instead of like a login or where you pick your server and go there, you say transfer, and that pulls up a different window which allows you to transfer characters. So you never actually enter the server when you're doing that transfer. So today is the last day for us, basically, to get in here and move things around and do any last minute stuff we want to do before the move. So one of the things I wanted to do, yes, is I have, like I said, those bore fountains. Those came from, let me pull up my notes here. So there's different, well, for what we care about, there's 3 different legendary server things that you can do. And let me think, oh, it's my LOTRO notes. There we go. Let me take us to, did you already do your Wenda? You look like you've already talked to Wenda. Okay, I'm going to take us to, which one are we doing first? You want to go do Angmar? Let's go do Angmar. So I'm going to take us to Angmar, and we're going to go to East Angmar, so the one where the Rangers kind of have their hidden hideout in the cave at the top of the hill there, in the mountain. And I'm going to introduce you all if you haven't met this person before. So only on legendary servers will you find this person here, and she is, let me put that back down. she says she's a quartermaster, so obviously she's got stuff, right? And she is a legendary Angmar rewards vendor. So basically, you can go and earn these legendary coins of Angmar. She's got a quarter of it anyway, a quarter of the stuff, because she's a quartermaster. And you can get things that are unique to the legendary servers. Like, you can only get these things on legendary servers. Now, sorry, it's the first day I've worn this shirt. We just washed them. So I'm like pulling the sleeves and, getting it all comfy. So yes, these are things you can only get on the legendary servers. Some of these things were available through the Bounder's Bounty event that happened like 10 years ago or something. But if you missed that event, or, well, you can't go back in time, so you can't go back and get stuff from there, as far as I know, in terms of going back in time. But you can buy stuff here. So, and then also sometimes there are different versions of something else you might find. So, like there's a Legend of Angmar cloak and hooded. I like this one is the hooded cloak of Narmleth's Redemption, whereas in the game you can earn just the regular one, but you don't earn the hooded one, for example. So that's another goodie you can only get on the legendary server. There's a portrait frame you can get. There's some titles that you can get. There's a handkerchief that you could get, but it's only good through level 50. So just keep that in mind, which is really funny because by the time you're getting to Angmar, you're getting really close to level 50. So that makes it even funnier. Anyway, two of the things that I'm most excited about, though, well, three, are the stone trolls. So when Bilbo is out with the dwarves back in the Hobbit, and they get caught by the trolls, and there's through some shenanigans, they're able to keep the trolls distracted until the sun hits them, and then they turn to stone, because trolls turn to stone in the sun. That's the lore. So through these legendary quests, and I'll show you the quest here in a minute, you can earn the tokens that you can then use to buy the stone troll, the first here in Angmar, the second over in Moria, and the third through the legendary quests for Mirkwood. So I've been doing a bunch of that. So I'm feeling good about my stone trolls. I got 3 stone trolls. I distributed them, feeling good about that. There's a laden produce table that you can get here. And I think it's the laden produce table. No, it's the laden tasting table that I want. Okay. So if we get any more tokens here, and these tokens comes in batches of 5. So if we manage to finish the quest today, I would get 5 tokens. I'll buy another boar fountain. So we're good there. Okay. So let me go and pick up the quest so we can actually go and do this. So she's the quartermaster, but she doesn't have the quest that you then complete to get the tokens. That person is inside the cave. So we got to pop ourselves in here to Gathforth near. All right, so in we go. And we are going to talk to this person right here, Merchenaith. And they, I think, have other quests through the normal storyline. But in the legendary servers, he also has this additional one, which is Legendary Angmar defeating the Shadow. So this is basically, there's much to be done if we're ever to defeat Angmar's ever-reaching shadow. This quest is only on legendary servers, and it's a repeatable quest. So you could come back and do it. It resets like once a week. So you could do it, come back a week later, do it again, come back a week later, do it again, and so on. So you'll see here there's a list of, I don't know, like 18 things or something. And so I'm going to go ahead and accept this quest. So let me go ahead and pull it up. So now it says complete 10 quests and instances to aid those in Angmar. So I just have to do 10 things off of this list. Any 10 things I want. You can only do them each once, like it checks it off for you, and then you can't, you're done with that one, you got to go find something else to do. So once you do 10 of these things though, excuse me, that finishes that quest, and you'll get these 5 legendary coins of Angmar, which I will then go use to buy a boar fountain. So there we are. So that's what we're doing here. Now we're also going to go and do Legendary Mirkwood, which I have that quest, but Affadil does not, so we'll pop out there for that too. And this is another one, you get a list of things to do, and you have to do 9 out of these in order to get the coins that you want to use there. And the coins are different. The Mirkwood coins are different from the Angmar coins. You can't cross-populate. So I can't just be like, earn a bunch from one place and spend them at the other place. Too bad for that. Okay, so we're going to start and we're going to focus on the Angmar one first and get ourselves another boar fountain. Rock on. Okay, so let's see. Do we want to pick up the quests in here?
You have them all.
I have them all. Fantastic. I must have been planning ahead. So there's some quests in here to go and do some landscape things that you've probably done before, like go and defeat Thadur. This is the guy down there. He's got the 4 quests of go defeat all those different emissaries. This one is go defeat Bog Breath. So we're going to go and zoom around and do some of these landscape ones because they're kind of easy once you get to a point. And plus we're level 117 and 115. I got to 117 the other day because I was doing festival. My goal was to get to 115 on this server because there's, I don't know if you can see my portrait frame up there, but it looks almost like stained glass and it's like a mountain. And also Athel has the same one, so you can see Athel also has it right there. I just think it's so pretty. I forgot what it's called. I can look though. Hang on, let me follow and then I will look, because if I click on it, I'll stop following. Heart of the Mountain. Okay, it's a portrait frame called Heart of the Mountain. And I just think it's really pretty, but you get it, you can earn it by getting a character to level 115 or higher on a legendary server. So that was my goal and we got there. So now I have the frame, so it makes me happy. Yeah, if the server shuts down when they do the restart, and the restart will be usually like, what is it, like 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning. So you've got like 24 hours if you want to get in here and get something done. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is defeat Bogbreath. And she doesn't come right away. She's chilling out up there in the webs. She's doing her thing. But once she realizes there's a menace down here taking out a whole bunch of spiders, then she will appear to try and swat us away. That's true, we could eat foods. I probably won't bother. Oh yeah, so if you want to never know what your portrait frames are, what your options are, if you right click over on your little portrait, and then you scroll down to the bottom, it says custom character portraits, and then you can click on any one of those. So I have got, you can see the check mark is next to my Heart of the Mountain frame. So that's the frame that I currently have on. Now I have noticed that, now you may notice that some of my stuff around my UI, the way things look for me, for example, around the radar there, and various other places, that it looks a little different than your normal. Like the original one is like a lot of blues, and I'm just looking over there, because yeah, it's like blues and silvers is kind of like the default. Well, there are people have gone and created custom UIs that you can put on instead. So I have noticed that sometimes the portrait frames have some, get some of that. Yeah. Have some changes. Whoa, sorry, I should mount up. Based on the UI that you have on. Okay, I'm ready to follow you to Ferndeer. Ferndeer, there it is. Ferndeer the Virulent. And I have the quest right there. Draw out and defeat him. So that's what we will go do. So, let's... Oh, hello. There's a chat happening from Ray and stuff. Greetings from Germany. Do I know anything about the new update, including graphic and new things? I do not. So we went to the meeting with, or the meet and greet that they had in Germany. So let me roll back a little bit. So SSG is the people who run LOTRO. And they had a group of folks, like 6 people who were in Germany for a recent pair of conferences, DevCom, which is like game developers talking with other game developer companies and engineers and whatnot. And then there was also GameCon, which is like industry news, but fans attend and buy swag and learn all sorts of good stuff like that. So we got to meet some of the SSG people at like kind of a meet and greet that was like Thursday night, at a hotel bar kind of thing. So we got to talk to them a little bit and got, I don't know, a little bit of a scoop, I guess. I don't know. But there really wasn't a lot of detail on any of those sorts of things. Let's see. Yeah, the graphics update, they've mentioned it in their investor presentations, but there isn't any details yet. Severlin, who's the executive producer of LOTRO, did a chat, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, a live Q&A with Cord here on this channel. So if you go back into the Twitch stuff, you should be able to find it. And yeah, Sev said something about remastering graphical assets and UI elements. I'm not an engineer, so I don't know enough of the details of what that entails. But yeah, basically looking at some backend stuff. Cord mentioned at the meet and greet something about like basically how, there's, well, I do know a little bit about like code in general, like I'm also married to a software engineer. So, but that basically there's, the code they're working on, it started like 15, 17 years ago, because of course you start a few years before it is finished or is available. And the game's been out for 15 years. So the code is a little old, and there's always newer ways of doing things. Like if you have a 15-year-old car, there's definitely ways that maybe a newer car might be more efficient. So that's kind of what they're looking at. As my understanding is there's some efficiencies to be had in some places to make things work smarter. And so I think that that's something that they're working on, and that will have an impact on reducing lag. So that might be part of also what Sev mentioned as well. So we don't know the details on all of that. So Ray says, thank you. You're welcome. You also heard about a Lord of the Rings game from Amazon Gaming. Cool. I know for a while there was a Gollum game that somebody was working on. I can't remember who was working on that. Honestly, so I'm very excited about like multiple different ways to enjoy going into the world of Middle Earth. Like that's pretty cool, right? And I really do love being able to go into the world of Middle Earth here in LOTRO. Should I take us back to, yeah, okay. We're gonna head back and go out from East Angmar to where we're going, because where in the heck are we? We're over here, and we want to go to that place. So it's easier just to come back here and ride out again. What's that? And the link to Q&A. Oh, awesome. Thank you, B4. In the chat, there's a link to the recent Q&A that was done with Severlin. So if you missed it or want to go back and review, you can check it there. So nice. Thank you very much. Yes, like so as Egg Arthur said, Sev talked about remastering graphical assets and UI elements, but not a change to the engine. Because there's a lot of stuff where on the one hand you want to make sure you do what you can to make things more efficient and tip-top shape and everything you can, but at the same time, when it comes to programming and stuff, there's often situations where maybe something was done 10, 15 years ago, and you don't know exactly why it works, but it does work. And it's one of those where it's like, well, this works great, and if we remove this comma, it doesn't work anymore. We don't know why. Like, it's just normal, right, in old code. So yeah, they have to be attentive to those sorts of things. Spend some time doing basically archaeological digging, as it were, but at the same time not spend too much time on that, because you want to actually move forward versus just looking at code all day and trying to figure out why somebody did something when, is that the most efficient use of your time, right? Yeah, so I mean, I think there's exciting things on the horizon. So now a lot of us really love the look that they have in LOTRO. Like it has these grand sweeping landscapes and you know, a lot of the detail. And now I'm able to run at really high graphics now, so I can get a lot of detail both up close and far away. And it's really interesting because I just forgot his name. The guy who's the landscape developer, one of the Scenario, thank you. Scenario will talk about the different layers and how some layers exist at a distance, and so it gives you a certain look, and then some layer, and then as you get closer, it actually changes to other things, like things I had never actually thought about, how they do that. So this is really cool to get those perspectives, because sometimes Scenario comes on here and we'll do like a stroll, as he calls it, through a particular area. So like a stroll through Angmar, a stroll through Breland, or whatever it is. In fact, he's doing one tomorrow. Yes, thank you, before. It's like he reads my mind. I appreciate that. Actually, he knows where I'm going with things half the time, because yeah, we've known each other for a little while. Yeah, so tomorrow, this Wednesday, tomorrow, here on this location, on this Twitch channel, here on LOTRO stream, there will be a casual stroll scenario. It is Southern Mirkwood, and he put a little graphic out on Twitter, and it's got like drippy things or something. It's kind of funny. Yes, you hear it several seconds before everybody else. That's true, because he's hearing it live and through headphones. Yeah, that drives me crazy. I have to take off the headphones when when streaming happens like that. Okay, so, oh yeah, so we were talking about other games. So, I love the look of this game, and I love the attentiveness that they have to the lore, and how, like, they'll go through and find little breadcrumbs that were dropped in a text somewhere, and let that be a guide to how they then interpret the area, and, you know, what kinds of enemies will be likely to be found there, and, you know, what do they look like, and how do they interact, and like just all these things. And I mean, they've been doing this for, you know, over a decade and a half at this point. So, you know, it makes me wonder how a new game is going to take that. Like, are they going to try and like use a lot of current perspectives when it comes to, you know, how the characters interact with the NPCs and things like that? Or, you know, would they be able to put themselves in the mindset of where Tolkien was when he was writing and considering these characters, well, what characters exist in the world, and then how your character would then exist in the world. I think LOTRO was really clever in the way they did it, because we are basically, you know, being tasked by named people in the books to go and do things. But they're things that you're like, okay, I could see that happening in the background. But of course not mentioned in the books, because like my character didn't exist in the books, right? But we're in the background kind of helping with this ridiculously huge task that they have, which is to, you know, stop the foes of Sauron, which, you know, that ain't no small thing. All right, cool. Defeated. Okay, so let me make sure I go back and yep. And, oh, apparently the game that Ray mentioned was canceled. Oh, there's a licensing issue. Oh, that's sad. Okay, so yeah, that is something too that's really interesting, working with somebody else's IP, right? Like, you got to be really attentive to making sure you get the right licenses and stuff. And I appreciate, I know that the folks who have had the Tolkien licensing, Middle-earth Enterprises, for a while, they've been pretty attentive to the point where they're like, no. They'll say no a lot faster than they'll say yes. But I kind of like that, because then we know that the things they do say yes to are likely to be really good about staying, in the world that Tolkien would have, written. So that's kind of fun. That's really fun. Okay, so let's see. Recent Q&A with Severlin. We've got that link. Yep. We've got scenario is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So that's like a couple hours and 24 from now. Like 24 plus 2, right? Vans ask what's everyone's thoughts on the new Lord of the Rings show coming up, Rings of Power. So yeah, drop that in the chat. See what you have to say, what y'all think about that. Yes, B4 says I'm cautiously optimistic. I think that's how I feel about it. I've watched some interactions like, oh, is that the last one? Oh, hey, why don't I take us to Angmar? Let's do it. So yeah, I watched some of their the interview stuff that they did at San Diego Comic-Con, and every once in a while I run across an article or something. Like, I haven't been chasing it down, but I haven't been, avoiding it per se. It seems to me like they are also a group of people who are very excited about being a part of that. Okay, so you'll notice like this person now has a ring. So let me pull the thing back up. So I'm going to turn this quest in, and let's see, this was the Bog Breath one. So it's right here. And so then as soon as I turn this in, notice it disappears off of my list. So now I still need to do, it doesn't tell me how many I have left. It just says do 10. So if you don't know how many you're at, I don't know, just good luck. Okay, so we're going to go down this hallway and turn in this one, which was Thadur. So that one, ba-boom, you're welcome, my dude. So let's see, trailers are not the show, says before. So I'm hopeful that the shows capture the essence of the stories. Van says, you just found out about it and instantly came across a lot of hate towards it for not being true to the source material. It's really interesting. There seems to be like a very vocal group of haters, which is really odd because it's not even out yet. So it's really, from my perspective, hard to judge something without actually, like, if you're like, wow, that outfit sucks, and all you've seen is like, a swatch of the fabric. It's like, how can you accurately judge their outfit when you haven't actually seen it yet? You know what I mean? So I find that, I don't know, a little frustrating. Now, I get a little bit of it in terms of like I can understand a little bit of it from a different scenario that happened for me with Doctor Who. So I had been familiar with Doctor Who growing up and stuff, but I never really was like, I didn't watch it because it was on PBS, and they often would show them out of order, and they would change the times. It wasn't easy to watch, especially when you're a kid. So I didn't really get hooked on Doctor Who as a kid. But when the modern Who, as we call it, was coming out, and that was in like 2006, I think. And that's with Christopher Eccleston. And, I saw all the commercials because we used to get BBC America because my first husband's British. And so we were watching a lot of British TV. And the commercials kept coming up for the new Doctor Who. And so I got to the point where I'm like, I'm kind of excited about this. I think I want to watch this when it comes out. So when it came up, I watched it, and I watched the first episode, which was Rose, and that's the name of the episode. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. I loved the story. I loved the characters. I was hooked. I was ready to watch. And so I watched, like every week I watched the next ones. It was great. And then he only stayed around, Christopher Eccleston, only was the Doctor for a year. After a year, he left the show. Now, I mean, as it turns out, like, some people were being jerks to him, and it was not a good working environment. So I absolutely understand him leaving. But at the time, of course, I was very heartbroken because I'd gotten very attached to his character and very attached to the way he was playing that character, I should say. And I really enjoyed that actor and the way he really embraced the doctor and all of that. So I was really sad. I was really disappointed that he was leaving. Now, around the same time, they had announced that it was going to be David Tennant who was going to take over that role. And what I knew of David Tennant at that point was that he played Barty Crouch Jr. in the Harry Potter movies. And, that was not a very likable character, as it's not supposed to be. And he was very, like, weird. And I'm like, this guy cannot play Doctor Who. Like, he's going to be a terrible Doctor Who. What are they even thinking? So I very much, before I saw him in the role, prejudged and decided that he was going to be a terrible Doctor Who. He's going to be terrible as the Doctor. And then David Tennant, as many of us know, he came into the role. He did a fantastic job. He became one of the most beloved Doctor Who actors, in that role. So I came to really like the way he also played it. Now, I still think of Christopher Eccleston as my Doctor, but I absolutely enjoyed David Tennant as a Doctor. And so then it was so funny because who are we in combat with? Not any of the Drakes, but it's got to be somebody far behind. Uh-oh. And it looks like it's just me that's in combat with them. Oh, okay. So then when David Tennant was leaving and it was moving to... I just forgot his name. The older actor who had been in a previous episode, the one with Pompeii.
First was Matt Smith, but then different.
Oh, right. No, Matt Smith. You're right. It was Matt Smith next. Right. That's right. Sorry. I was skipping ahead anyway. So when David Tennant was leaving and then Matt Smith was coming in and people are like, Matt Smith is going to be terrible. He's so young. He's like, he can't possibly have the experience. What have they done? They made terrible mistakes, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, aha, I remember this. I went through this between Eccleston and David Tennant. I'll just wait and, give him a chance and we'll see how it goes. So I feel that, I try to keep that kind of like perspective in mind when things come up like, the new Lord of the Rings Second Age show, where it's like it's going to be looking at things from a different perspective, which I'm kind of excited about, and okay, we're going to just leave because we can't figure out what we're in combat with, and we can't go through that tunnel unless we're not in combat, which is kind of funny. So anyway, Rings of Power, that's it. So I'm trying to reserve any judgment, especially any negative judgment, until I've actually seen it. I don't know when I will see it, because it's on one of the things you got to pay for, and Amazon Prime, which we don't currently have because we live in the Netherlands and I'm not using Amazon much here. I prefer to try and use more of the local options. Also, I prefer not to use Amazon because labor practices. Anyway, which is funny because my son is working for Amazon right now, which is even funnier. So anyway, fans, I would say don't listen to the hate. Make your own judgment after you see the show and, go in with an open mind, maybe even. Because it seems to me like the people working on it they have a lot of good heart for it. You know what I mean? Like they very much are keen observers of Tolkien's words and are very excited about being able to bring some of that which has only been hinted at, right, and bring some of that to life. So I think it's a really unique opportunity to get some stuff, to see something out of the Second Age, because you just don't, right? Everybody focuses so much on the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings stuff, and so it's gonna be really cool. Now, I have not actually read the Silmarillion, so there's a lot of stuff in there that is beyond my knowledge, but my hope is that I'll get a chance to watch Rings of Power, I'll like it, it'll get me excited about some of the characters, and then I'll go and read the Silmarillion, and it'll just bring, it'll breathe life into those characters for me. That's what I'm hoping. Also, I don't know, I feel like sometimes people just have like this well of hate. They gotta pour it out somewhere. Like, maybe, I don't know, try gratefulness and being thankful and giving people the benefit of the doubt for a little while. Like, that's a neat thing too. You know? That's, I mean, now we're not all perfect. Absolutely. But, it's not, I mean, it's worth striving for, right? It's worth striving for being able to care about our fellow peoples and stuff. Okay, anyway, so Trail Door, hello. I saw your hello there. Sorry, I had not responded to you. So welcome to the chat. As you can tell, we're talking about Lord of the Rings stuff in various ways, Tolkien's works in various ways. And for those of you who are just coming in, we are on Anor, which is a legendary server, and it is about to shut down, like, in the next 24 to 48 hours. We don't know exactly when it's going down, but yeah. So we are here doing some quests that you can only do on a legendary server and earning some tokens, some legendary tokens. Let's double down on this legendary word. Yes, getting some legendary tokens to buy some legendary items on the legendary server. It's so legendary. So yes, so IXIE says you don't have Prime either, so you need to work out when to start your free trial so you can watch all the episodes. Yeah, I kind of had that same kind of a thought, right? Like, maybe let them pile up a little bit and then, like, binge them. The other thing is that we are, I mentioned earlier that we live in the Netherlands. I'm still in combat with something, in case that matters. And we are currently taking Dutch classes. Oh. Sweet. All right. Portrait exit. Excellent. Thank you. That's 7. Rock on. We need 10, right? I think so. We're getting really close. So we're currently taking Dutch classes to learn Dutch. And this is our book. This is our book. And now, the class that we're in, we did the first half of this book in the previous class, and so we're doing the second half of the class, second half of the book in this class. And that is, so it's like 9 weeks. So we go through like half of this book in 9 weeks. And so each chapter has 4 parts. 4 Tallinn. Nay, that's not the right word. Hoofstuk is the chapter. Tak. We have 4 talks, like task sections kind of thing. So, yeah, Tak 1 and 2 are due on Monday, and then 3 and 4 are due on Wednesday. And then we're in class for 4 hours in the morning, going over some, like, learning stuff. And then we have like a kind of a wrap up of that chapter where you have like a test and some extra exercises and some various things that you're doing there. And then in the book, there's some writing exercises, write an email as if like you're writing to the, I don't know, the gemeente about some neighbor who's being a problem and it's not working out and you need somebody else to step in or whatever. And so we do these writing exercises and then we email those and then, oops, can't attack her right now. There we go. And then they read our things and then they send them back and be like, hey, make some corrections. Here's where you make problems, where you have fouts, mistakes. Send that back. And then we also now have a speaking exercise, and we have 3 of those every week that we need to like speak into, just send them an audio file of you speaking. Just a small thing, but still, it's one more thing. So my thinking is we're kind of busy with all of that. So I might, my thinking is maybe we wait until, okay, pass on everything?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm passing on everything. Should I touch the chest?
No need. You just need to keep.
Okay.
And if your inventory is as full as suspected is.
Nay. Oh, yeah, okay. There's 12 items left. When did my inventory get so full? Angmar. So anyway, I'm thinking that maybe we wait till, there's more episodes and hope that maybe we can time it so that we're done with our lessons. So it'll be like mid to end of October and then do the Prime, see if we can do a free Prime or pay for 1 month if we have to. And just, yeah, like you say, just like kind of binge all the episodes at once. So we'll see. We'll see how that comes. I mean, I'm kind of excited about it, but I really don't know that I have time to watch it right now anyway. So it'd be neat to, but I don't know if it's a good idea to try and watch it now anyway. So let's see. Yes, B4 says, I'm sure when Peter Jackson started making the Lord of the Rings movies, there were people who decried that choice, saying it would be terrible. I mean, there's still people who say that, so people got strong opinions, that's for sure. But hey, you know what? If we all had the same opinion, it'd be an awfully boring world. So I'm okay with us having different opinions on things. Vans, you are pretty neutral, you say. You're also not in a position to verify the criticism because you haven't read any of the unfinished books either. Yep, exactly. Yeah. Oh, Trail Door. Are you also from Europe in some way? Or you just have a fun name? There's a lot of AEs and EIs and yeah, there's a handful of vowel combinations that we run across pretty regularly here in the Netherlands. So yeah, there's times when I'm like, how do I pronounce this thing? And before we'll be like, well, how do you pronounce this other thing? That's spelled that same way. I was like, well, okay, it's spelled like that, and so it goes like that. Okay, so it's like that. The consistency is nice. I do appreciate that. Yeah. Okay, so I need to probably clear out my inventory. A brimmed hat of determination. Well, that's cute, but no. All right, we can probably get rid of all those things. That's probably too low. Too low. All right, yep. Anybody needs that stuff, we'll just pick it up again. We'll keep a few of the goodies. Let's see, do you still want task items? Or are you good with what you have?
You can sell them, whatever.
Okay. Then, let's see if there's anything in here I don't want to sell. We'll keep the barrels. They're barrels of joy. Ha 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 ha. We'll keep that. And, oh, Torn Scholars Journals. I want to keep those. Those are nice. And, let's see. Scholar stuff's always worth keeping. The red apples can go. Festival's over. Alright, so we're going to sell all of that. And we'll grab some more stuff. And we'll sell them. Alright, so my inventory is back to 65. It could be a little better. Let's see, is there room in my vault? There might be room in my vault. Let me throw some of these. Well, yeah, we'll just throw these in there for now. That's fine. Oh, hey, we're in combat. Alright, I'm going to drop that in my inventory also. Oops, I'm at capacity. Okay, I'm done putting stuff in my vault. Oh, but I didn't even open my Hobbit gift today. Let's see, we got silver Hobbit gift for 50 Virtue XP. Woo -woo. Oh, we can move on to the next room. Who is Nightmare? He is this. Everything you see around you is his creation. So we're in Halls of Night. We're doing 2 people. It's a 3-person instance. So you come in and you are defeating various spirits, but you also need to defeat these tombs because it will keep zooming spirits out of there if you don't. And then you've got your host here, who will kind of who shows us around, and he will inform Nightmare of our arrival. Yeah, we'll just follow this guy. So when you come into a new room, generally it then involves combat. Not always, but most of the time. So yes, you've got these spirits that are stuck here, and then you've got the tombs that they came out of. And then once you are done in this room, you want to go up this ramp. Dum, ba, bum, bum. Yep, no worries. All right, so we're gonna go over the bridge. And so this is the main room here, in case there's any of you who haven't done this instance before. So let's see, can I have, yeah, so we came in up, well, that's the barrows kind of room that we were in, and then we were put to sleep and we showed up in here. And so we've come through and we've been guided to his main room. And then from here, there's a bridge going that way, and then there's a bridge that goes the other way. And we've got like mini bosses on each of those directions. But first, Shadow's gotta introduce us to Nightmare, and we have passed the test to be able to come in and stuff like that. Oh, so while we're kind of waiting for their chitter chatter, hey, kitty cat, let me scoot you a little bit more into sight. Yeah. Yeah. I have my school backpack in the way, and so her, hey, oh, yeah, okay. Just keep it all upright, if you don't mind. Just sweet. Thank you. Hey. Hey, sweetie. There you go. If you require anything, feel free not to ask, he says. He says, do not ask me. Okay, so now both sides have opened, so we can choose. We'll go this side first, why not? Dum-ba-bum-ba-bum. So you'll notice we've got some stuff hanging about here that we're going to need to take care of on our way through. The music in here is kind of cool. It just kind of has this ethereal feel to it, but it's not too creepy. It's nice. I like it. Also, you'll notice that they like changed our outfits. We're wearing kind of like robes, and there's 3 different colors. So one person is in blue, and one person is in red, and then one person will be in green. Those are the 3 colors that they put you in the instance. And the reason why that matters is there's this mini boss up here who will. Oh, we gotta wait for our guide. There's Shadow. Hey, Shadow, how's it going? Now, Shadow is actually connected to a storyline. So in, what's that first place you come into? There's a first place that you come into in Angmar. Oh, hi, honey. In Aghwar. And there's a quest you can pick up there that relates to that guy. Hey, what you doing? Okay. You gonna just sit right in the middle of everything? Of course you are. Anyway, so here's our mini boss, and he does this thing where he disappears and then he reappears. So if you've got a minstrel with you, they can put their fighty swords on it, which is hilarious. And then you can tell where they've gone, because you get a fake one and a real one. But there we go. We've defeated him. We defeated him. Go team. We get like a little chest there, and now we gotta go back out to that main area. Do you want to follow me? Are you following me? Okay, cool. Well, good morning. She is very prolific at taking her cat naps. I'm very proud of her. So this is Kato. She is 8 years old. Yes, you are. She came to us, she and another cat, Casper, who is 6 years old, and he's on the chair over there, came to us way back in May. Yes, you did. A while ago. Oh, sorry. What's his name is talking to us there. Impressive. You may become a useful servant after all. Vin Ima asks about the new Lord of the Rings show. We were talking about that. Yeah, I think the general consensus is optimism and hoping that, yeah, it goes well. I don't think, yeah, personally I'm trying to not do too much prejudging. You know, give them a chance, let them see how it goes. And I'm actually kind of interested in seeing it after, especially after seeing some of the interviews and things. It seems like people involved are, they definitely have their hearts and their minds in the right place. So I think it'll go well. I think it'll be really interesting too, because there are definitely things in LOTRO that, oh, here's where the colors thing matters, because Panic, will try to send stronger attacks towards certain colors. So you might see that on the screen. It'll be like, green players have, I don't know, the stank on them or whatever it's called. Let's see. There you go. Oh, well, all right. We defeat him too fast to find out. But yeah, he'll do a thing where he picks a color and that color is takes more damage or something. Fine. All right, but we defeated him. So now we go back to the middle. That was really fast. I was not expecting it to go that fast. I mean, we are like level 117 and 115, and this instance, it doesn't scale, so it's like, oh, whatever, level everything. Hey, Shadow, how's it going? So again, Shadow has a quest that you can pick up in Ahwar, over in West Angmar. So, yeah, make sure if you're running through there to pick that up, and that will, you know, give you a little bit more insight into what's going on here. But here's Nightmare. And he's going to have all sorts of thoughts. How dare you enter my domain and challenge me? I mean, I dare, apparently. Do you not comprehend what fate awaits you? So our bodies are currently like on those plinths in there with the little skeleton walking around. It's kind of cool. All right, but Nightmare turns into their true form. Bom, bom, bom. And now we have to attack them. Well, I suppose we don't have to, but we're going to. All right, we destroyed Nightmare. So here's the funny thing is there's a chest to get on the stage there, but there's also apparently something here called toggle. So if you just do like select next thing, eventually you get the toggle, and if you try to go to it, you just end up underneath it and you just run in circles. It's really weird. It's like a remnant of something, I'm guessing, when they were building this, but it's really funny. All right, so you got the chest. Cool, cool, cool. Toggle. Oh, I can click on myself out there. Well, that's fun.
Yeah, we're still there.
And the ghostly visage. And I can click on you. All right, so I think I can go through. Yeah. And I'm back here where my body was. Hooray. And now I can leave the script. I could have also just done a portrait exit. That would have been okay, too. So, VNIMA, what are your thoughts on the new LOTRO show? Are you excited, interested, letting it wash over you and pay no attention? What do you think of such things, since you brought up the question? Oh, so I was going to mention that we, I mentioned this earlier. So we have these t-shirts that we're wearing that we got. It's the new Before the Shadow. So it's one of the words just left me. Sorry, let me jump in here. Nazgul. It's one of the Nazgul. And thank you. And it's got on the back, it says Before the Shadow. It's really cool. It's got neat little graphics and stuff. So yeah, so we got these because we went and met some of the SSG folks when they were in Germany at, they were at a couple of conventions last week. Yes, last week. And so they had some swag. Yeah, it's really funny because, and this has been brought up before, that they are not able to like have a merch store because there's just so many licensing pieces that would have to come together. So they can't have a merch store, but they can have things that they make as promotional materials, and they can give those away from time to time. So we were lucky enough to get a few things. And in fact, we were able to get a couple of extra t-shirts. So next week on my stream, and possibly before stream, I was thinking, because we have 3 shirts. So across our 5-ish hours, we could give out a t-shirt about every hour and a half. Oh, that's true. It doesn't have to all be on the same day. And we probably will limit it to Europe for us because we live in Europe and shipping to the US is not always easy. So we might limit it to Europe because we're going to have to bear the cost ourselves personally to ship these out as well. But that'll be next week. Like, I'm not going to try and do that this week. Because I'll put it on my Twitter, and you know, I want to make sure everybody who would want to have been here for that is able to hopefully plan ahead. So Vienma is not excited about the show. So much changes, only visual looks good. Interesting. Well, I hope you get a chance to watch it and are able to kind of like confirm that you feel like they did not follow Tolkien, or they did in a way that wasn't what you had in mind. But yeah, since it's not out yet, I mean, there's only the previews and stuff like that, and I'm not like media, so I haven't seen a whole episode or anything like that yet. What I have seen, I'm very interested about to learn more. Yeah, and like I said, I was saying earlier that I watched like their interview at San Diego Comic-Con, and it sounds like they've really put a lot of thought into a lot of the choices that they've made, and so that's pretty cool. And I think we can just burn right through him. Yep, we can. Sweet. Easy peasy. Cool. Oh, I keep forgetting to show you, but I'll show you on the next one. When we go into these instances, we'll get a special quest in the instance that relates to our legendary Angmar overall quest. So, to Mirkwood? Wait, oh, did I finish? Well, look at that. So what happens with these is, yes, I'll take us to Mirkwood, hang on, I gotta find Mirkwood. Hardarian? No, that's not it. Mirk. Ekadunin? No, that's not it either. What? Oh, Mirkeeves. There we are. Oh, Egg Arthur, you're going to see a preview at the theater Wednesday night, so you'll have spoilers to share. Oh, that's exciting. Go ahead and travel. Awesome. That's very cool. Oh, first 2 episodes. Oh, that's very exciting. Very exciting. Oh, so we are, what's that? Ostgalad. I think I have that. I have that as a milestone set. Because I was picking up the legendary stuff before. Okay, so in the legendary quest, and this is still important because if you play on a legendary server, even though Anor is shutting down, this still applies on other legendary servers such as the Treebeard, where we play a lot, and Shadowfax, which is like the Zoom server. So what you have is you have that list of quests, and when you finish, for example, Legendary Angmar defeating the Shadow, it automatically bestows the advanced version of that. So the list will be identical, but you can go ahead and do it again. But the funny thing is, a lot of your instances will have locks, so it's really hard to do 2 of them in the same day, but you could come back like the next day and be working on that. Okay, so let's see, I should have, let me double check, yes I do. Okay, so we're going into Sword Hall of Dol Guldur, and we are doing this at level 115. But shouldn't be a problem, but I might stop and get some foods before I run in, just in case it's important. Alright. Well, I'm excited, Arthur. We'll have to see where you go to spill the tea on that one. Like before's comment that if Galadriel is actually 3 giant bees in a suit, don't spoil that for me. Nice. I like it. So before says it's possible to do Moria twice because you need 12 out of the 24. So for the Moria legendary quest, oh, that's what I was going to show you. So let me pull up. So this is Legendary Mirkwood, Sword Hall of Dol Guldur. So under Legendary Mirkwood, the overall quest that we have, we should have in here like Sword Hall of Dol Guldur. So complete Sword Hall of Dol Guldur. And so I have a quest here that says Legendary Mirkwood, Sword Hall of Dol Guldur. So completing that quest, which is defeat Drukhar, which is like the big guy in here. Whoopsie, don't do that. That's how I progress that thing. Yes, you put it at 115. It's okay. We'll just be here a little longer. But I don't mind. I'm on fire, yo. Hey, Arthur. Well, Galadriel does wax eloquent. She has a honey tongue. So sometimes you might see behind me playing around with the stuff, we are the 2 cats. So currently She has quite the sting. No, I think that went to Bilbo. So yes, Kato was sleeping here, but she got up. I heard her playing with the little toy behind there. It's one of those cool little things where it's got levels, and you can hang on, you can get yourselves beat up by bats is what you can do. Hold on a second. I need to hit these bats back because they're hitting me back. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you again. All right. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you for any heals there. Anyway, we got a little toy, and you put like treats and stuff in there, but I usually mix it so it's part treats and part food. And then they paw the stuff out, and it can fall down from level to level. It's really cute. So it's fun to watch them digging some of that stuff out. It's more her, Kato, that does it. She seems to be the more clever of the two of them. Casper is maybe a little less so, but that's okay. He's still a sweet guy. Alright, well his health is going down faster than mine, so I think we're alright. Just gotta keep up that trend. I think we're good. He's a big guy. Lots of health. Hey! So you see it says completed, well, featured instance, but that's not what I'm looking for. There it is. Legendary Mirkwood Sword Hall of Dol Guldur. So that's what we were looking for. And there was a chest, and Athel's got it. Sweet. All right, and then we portrait exit. So that's one more, you know, off of the Legendary Mirkwood list. We have to do 9, so that's 1. So you can see there's some interesting instances in there, but nothing quite as simple as like just running in the landscape like we had over on the Angmar one, though. Oh, but yes, so I'm working on coins here. And so she has Stone Troll the Third, which I was working on because I have 2 of them. And as I mentioned earlier, I was sending Stone Troll trios, the first, the second, and the third, to 3 different servers because I'm just crazy like that. But I have decided I might not do that. I have 3 of the first one and 3 of the second one, but only 2 of the third one. But I think I might just let Landreval go without a third. Don't worry about meat scraps. Okay. No worries. But do worry about you getting surrounded by things. Well, maybe not. Oh, it's scaled down. Okay. Will it count for us? Yes, it will. Okay. Complete Ward Pens of the Lore. Yes, we're good. Okay, cool. So we're not sure, we can't remember off the top of our heads, like what's the minimum level that you have to do these at for them to count for the legendary quest. A lot of them you can adjust the scale of it, so. So it might be, yeah, so, and because they start off with Angmar, so those generally are like 50 and above anyway. And then there's legendary Moria, so those tend to run around 60, or if you can scale them beyond that. But don't know if you can run this at like level 50 and still have it count. Minimum level 65 on this. Okay. Was he sparkling? He's sparkling. Oh, I got some stuff off of him. Yeah. I got a bounty. This next warg will make short work of you. I think not. Nice. I appreciate how Athel runs in and screams at everything. Zoom. Whoa, I didn't notice that before. That skull on the lock. It's a little creepy, isn't it? I suppose it's all supposed to be kind of creepy here. Hey, kitty cat. So it's the time of day for us when the sun is coming in at a really strong angle. So the sun can hit quite far into the room, actually. We have an awning that we put out, and it blocks a lot of that, which is nice. especially when we're streaming, because like we're like, help, I can't see my screen. But it's fun to watch the cats walk through the sun. You know, cats in the sun is always a nice visual. I was talking about you. Looks like she's wandering upstairs for a minute. Our house is 3 levels total, so the cats kind of wander around a bit, which is nice. Oh my gosh, earlier they were squirrely as all get out. Oh, I checked the thing. He was also sparkly for me. The big warg sparkle. And we're done. Zoom. But yeah, they were like zoom, 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 like chasing each other all around the room, and I'm just like sitting here trying to get my homework done. Okay, so the quartermaster, she has the hooded cloak of the Greenwood Echoes. So this is a cloak that you earn in the game normally, but she has a hooded version of it. By the way, that cloak dyes up pretty well. So if you're looking for like some pretty solid stuff with a little bit of color to it, say like, hang on, I'll be right there. See, it dyes up pretty well. Okay, and I come. Oh, it actually kept that on there. And let me bring out my helper. So let's see, back. So let's not go with umber, let's pick like orange. That's so unlike umber. There you go, there's a nice sea blue. So you can see how it kind of has like a darker version of the colors at the top and the bottom, and then it has kind of like a fade in the middle. So that's nice. So that's the hooded version if you're into like hooded capes. It's not really my jam. I tend to, well, as you can see, I'm not even wearing a cape at all. So the non-caping is more my style. A lot of my characters have like little backpacks. Oops, that's not stairs. Dude, I seriously, one day I'm gonna have like a whole series and it's just gonna be called That's Not Stairs, because I fall off of not stairs with amazing regularity. That's just one thing about the game I cannot crack, is where are the stairs? That's okay. I mean, I rarely, you know, perish from it, and when I do, I often have a healer nearby, so we're all good. Minstrel can just bring me back. So anyway, so the Mirkwood Quartermaster has that stone troll number 3. I've got 3 stone trolls that are going to, or have gone, I need to check if I've sent them or not, to Crick Hollow. And then 3 went to Lorelyn, but I don't think I've put them out yet. I think they're going to go out at my, I have a fancy house. Oh, we can't jump off. Oh, yes, I can. That one was intentional. Wow, 56 seconds of falling damage. They don't want you to do that too often, do they? Let's see, what was the other thing? Yeah, okay, so I sent 3. 3 are going to Crick Hollow, are going or have gone to Crick Hollow. 3 to Lorelyn, and then I was going to do 3 to Landreval, and I think, so I put them in my yard. I've sent 2 of them already to Landreval, and I was mucking about with it, and I've got like a Hobnanigans field, and so I've got like the Hobnanigans field in the yard, and 2 of the stone trolls are kind of leaning over it like they want to eat the chickens, which I thought was kind of funny. So I don't necessarily feel like I need to have the 3rd one though for that one. So I'm kind of okay with just leaving that, because there's this really cute little table that I'm interested in actually that you can get instead. So I have 15 tokens currently, and when we're done I'll have 20. The stone troll costs 15 and there's nothing I want for 5. But the table costs 10. So I could get 2 tables after we're done today. So I think that is my goal. And then I'll probably send 1 to Lorelyn and then take 1 to Crick Hollow. So with the Anor closing, they are giving us free transfers off, which is nice. I'm glad for that. Because because that would be a real bummer to have to pay to transfer our characters off. But you can only go to, you can't go to another legendary server. And I'm not sure if it's a like practical issue, like a tech issue that says no, you can't do that, or if it's a business choice, like, you know, you've played on this server, but now you go to the regular servers. I'm not really sure. Now I can understand how it would be difficult maybe to send people to Treebeard, if, especially like, for example, my character is level 117. Treebeard's max right now cap is 65. So I don't know what they would do with my character if she did, like, if I could, you know, transfer her to Treebeard. What would they do? Like, just put her on ice until we get to level 117? Or, like, you know, she just doesn't exist there? Or, like, you know, she just hangs out at the house? Yeah, it just, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they would have to do in order to make that happen. So the bottom line is they don't. You know, drop her back down to 65. I don't know. Like, all those deeds and things you'd already done, do they just not exist anymore? Or like, so I can understand why they don't even bother. It may not be possible. But it makes me wonder, like, if you had a character who was below the level cap, why you couldn't just transfer that character over. Because I would have loved to have been able to keep working on legendary deeds, for example. Because we did do a bunch of that. Because there are deeds that are only available on the legendary servers. And we are definitely completionist folks. We enjoy doing a lot of that completionist stuff on our characters. Wretched Falconer. Although, we're high enough level. He's level 65. Oh, it's not going through. How sad. So you just have to hit him really hard. Maybe. No, maybe not. Oh. Some of these characters, some of the bad guys that have the shields around them, if you're high enough, like, because they mitigate X%, but not 100%. So you know, sometimes you can burn them down even when they're have their shields on. Yeah, the Daywalker, the giant Daywalkers. Hey, Mandalay. Mandalay says, I thought we had through tomorrow. Yes. Okay, so what I know is the 31st is the last day. Tomorrow is the 31st. But is Anor coming back after they do the restart in the morning? U.S. morning time, that is. And I don't know. I haven't seen anything that indicates yes or no on that. So I'm not planning. I'm trying to make sure that I have everything done before the servers go down tomorrow, just in case. So this is the last full day for sure. Like, that's my guess. Today is the last full day, and that the servers will go down at some point tomorrow. Yeah, it makes it a little bit harder to plan a party, right? And you don't know exactly when it's going to go down. Like, because we did Bombadil 2 summers ago, and that was a really interesting experience. And especially being in a situation where it was like, it was timed, right? Like, it only exists for X amount of time and then it's gone. So we knew exactly, like, we counted down. It was really interesting. I brought this up at the meet and greet with the SSG people last week in Germany, because that we found a place in Rivendell to look down over Rivendell, and we basically watched, you know, the server sunset over Rivendell, as it were. So that was really cool. Now, I was worried actually about, like, because our characters then were there on the server. Server went down, and then we were able to transfer them off, because the way that works is you, when you go to the login screen, instead of like picking your server and logging in, you click the transfer button, and then it allows you to then pick which server you want to transfer from and all those details. So my concern was, if we had left our characters up in that spot in Rivendell, like, would there be any problems? Because transferring and everything, you know, would it glitch out our characters? moving servers while being in an area that was not part of the normal play area. So I actually did take my character off to Bree just before the server went down, because that way I didn't want to cause any like glitches and have to have them trying to fix that. I was like, let's just like be safe on that. We'll take the cautious route. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, big shrug, right? I'm with you on that. Because everything is based on Massachusetts time, everything's based on East Coast US time. So, and I believe the servers go down at like 9 or 10 in the morning. It's usually in the afternoon for us. So I just, finding other things to do. I usually have homework to do, so I just focus on that instead on a Wednesday afternoon. Yeah, it'll be down before we get back from class. Well, yeah, that's probably true. So, because we are, yes, yeah, there's that. So, yeah, when we go to our Dutch class tomorrow, where is my stuck in a corner again? That's the name of my helper. Her name is stuck in a corner again. Because she's stuck in a corner again. I'll bet I'm gonna just miss her. Yep. And I'll bring her back up here. Oh, I can't summon her during combat. Well, hey, what if I walk away? Am I still in combat? I'm not paying attention to you. Am I still in combat? He's paying attention to me. Oh, fine. Fine. Because my little helper is also a bow and arrow user. So I enjoy having her just take out the Kraben. Okay, now I'll pull her back. Hey, welcome back. Stuck in a corner again. Yeah, I love how people name their companions like Dead Brilliant or... so we're often told by the NPC to follow the ebb and flow of the events. And so, yeah, Athel named their helper the Ebb and Flow. It's great. So, yeah. You play... Theodore says, I play GW2 when servers go down for maintenance. Mm-hmm. Oh, Guild Wars. I'm like, I don't know what GW2 is, but it sounds like a car thing. I guess it's not a car thing. Oh my gosh. Mandalay says you still have a warg somewhere on probably Firefoot. That's so funny. Yeah. So the old servers that were around before the consolidations, not everybody got all their characters off of there, but apparently the old servers still exist, which is really interesting because it seems like what they do now is once a server goes down here, you get X amount of time to get your people off, and then once that deadline passes, they wipe that server. So that's really interesting that they still have some of the old stuff around. It surprises me. So anyway, some of the old servers, there's some different tech on there, and so it's not compatible with current servers or something. And so they keep hoping to be able to make it work so they can transfer, so people can transfer their characters off of those old servers and onto the existing ones. So at some point, maybe you'll get your warg back. On the other hand, like, I mean, I know there are some things from a while ago, like the Bounder's Bounty stuff, right, that you can't get now except on the Legendary server, as we talked about earlier. But, I don't know how much. Well, I guess, yeah. I don't know. Sometimes people talk about things they have from their older characters on the old servers, and maybe cosmetics or something, but it seems like you could earn those again, so I don't know. Especially stuff that gets rewarded every time, because like we've bought expansions and stuff over the last 3.5 years, and every expansion, if it has stuff that's like account wide, then every time you make a new character, all that stuff shows up in your inventory. So I was thinking, like, if somebody's on has characters stuck on an old server, what are they missing? Oh, you took out everything. Never mind. Here's the funny thing, is I click follow, like follow the character, and I have it set up so I can click follow the first person, like the person who's in charge of our fellowship. But if I do it a second time, it follows their helper, which is kind of funny. Cracks me up. Oh, let's click things. Be right back getting coffee. There you go. Yeah, usually we have other people that we play with, and they are often getting coffee during our play sessions. They've already logged their people off of here and transferred them away to Crick Hollow. So there's not a lot of us left. In fact, I was wondering about that earlier. So there's 30 people listed on the server right now. Now, anonymous people don't show up in the list, but that's like only 30 non-anonymous people left here. So that's kind of wild. We were wondering how many people might still be left. Yeah, I was thinking like do this and then that. Okay. So, you've got, oh, you have a character limit message, but then you said it fixed it. Okay. Oh yeah, that was something that came up though, speaking about character limits, is like a lot of people are transferring their characters off of Anor and onto other servers that they already have characters, right? And then so the question is, if you go over that limit, you know, what's the scoop? The scoop is that you end up with characters you can't access until you get more slots. So they aren't destroyed, but you don't have access to them, is my understanding. I haven't encountered that myself. Like, I haven't done that myself. But that's my understanding. Oh, the wardrobe thing. Okay, so Mandalay says, my problem is too big a wardrobe to transfer to Brandywine. So what happens, because I'm doing this too, is if you have, like, let's say I have a wardrobe here on Anor, and I want to transfer, oops, I'm just on auto run. Running around. I have my wardrobe here on Anor, and I want to transfer that wardrobe over to Brandywine, or let's say Landreval, because that's a little bit more accurate for me. And my Landreval wardrobe is pretty darn full. In fact, it might be 100% full. So what's going to do is it's going to take the wardrobe that I have on Anor, if I do a transfer of like my shared storage to Landreval, is it will take those things and it will add them to the wardrobe. Any overlap things it's not going to worry about. Like, it's there. If I have extra colors I've done here, it just adds them to the one I have. But any extra stuff, it just adds it in. So it's just going to keep going. So you can end up in a situation where you have, like, you know, 600 out of 320 inventory. So you go over. And so you can access all of those things that are in your inventory. But what you cannot do is add anything new to the inventory. Yeah, really, it is true. This happens often enough that there are plenty of people out there who can confirm that this happened to them and that they were able to do this. It does that with the shared storage with the wardrobe. It does that, yeah, with your shared storage with the wardrobe. So again, it'll overflow basically those things. Now, it does not do it for the figments of splendor. You will lose them, I believe. It might be all of those, the figments and all of those funky little things. I forget what the other ones are. Well, somebody's bouncing. So yeah, but there's a few things that will cap. They'll hit the cap and you just lose the rest of it. I think, what's that other thing called? Ancient script, you might lose anybody over the top. But the wardrobe, it will overflow. Your shared storage, it'll overflow. So yeah, so like shared storage. So like right now I've got capacity of 320. It could be like, you know, 500 of 320 if my shared storage there was full and I was adding another, you know, couple hundred from here. So basically you're at that point, you're taking things out, but you can't put anything in. Yep, and like my wardrobe, I'm at 320 here. I'm pretty sure my Landroval is full. And I think there's things in here that I have that I don't have over on Landroval. So it'll just overflow. It'll just be like, boop, there's extra. You're so extra. Oh, hey, Corpse of Mazog. Did I get Ziggelberg? Probably not. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. If you watch Druid's Fire stream in the next few days, because her stuff is overloaded, because she transferred off of Anor, I think this week. And yeah, B4 says we've seen her wardrobe and or shared storage at like 550 out of, you know, the 320 or whatever it was. It's really funny. I had, let me see. Oh, let me follow you for a minute. Bum, 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 bum. I think it's this link. Let me put this in the chitty chat. Where it talks about transferring, and then there's the Anor one. I think that was different. And yeah, check those two, because it tells you somewhere in there which currencies you'll lose them if you go over, and then I think it might mention about how it can overdo. So what I'm actually doing is I have characters on Laurelin, Landroval, Anor, Treebeard. So Anor and Treebeard though are legendary, so they don't count for this thing I'm doing. Crick Hollow. I do have characters on Brandywine, but I never play them anymore. So I'm transferring my shared storage over and over again, basically once to each of those servers. So I'll have all the things that are in my wardrobe sent over. Because you can do a shared items transfer. So when you do the transfer, you have options. You can do, oh, thanks, Moobot. You can do a character transfer. You can do a shared items transfer. You can do the character with their shared items. You can transfer all of your characters. You know, just take the whole batch. Everything goes. So what I have been doing is in your wallet, anything that's green is shared amongst all your characters. So and that will transfer if you do like a shared items transfer. So for example, I have 5 universal ingredient packs. I've got 400 figments of splendor. I've got a handful of sparkling diamonds. I'm not sure why I got those. Medallions of Moria, medallions of Lothlorien. So those green things, if you do a shared items transfer, those go. The things that are in white are character specific and they won't go. So what I did is, because I'm sending all my characters to Crick Hollow, I did a shared items transfer to Crick Hollow because I have a character there already. And so that's where like all my Mithril coins went. Because I had Mithril coins on this server and I wanted to make sure they ended up on Crick Hollow. So I sent them to Crick Hollow first. I did a shared storage to Crick Hollow first. And then once it was empty of all those extra currencies and I just wanted to send the wardrobe basically, I did a transfer to Landroval and I did a transfer to Laurelin, but now I've been playing and so I've got stuff in there again. So what I'll probably do is do another transfer to Crick Hollow, get that stuff sent over, and then do a transfer to Brandywine. I think there's one other I hadn't done yet. Evernight. Oh, I also have a lot of characters on Evernight, but we're not very active there these days. So yeah, so I'll transfer my wardrobe over to those as well. So I have all that stuff. And then later on I can sort it out if it's overflow, if it's too full. So that's my plan. And then I'll transfer my characters and all the stuff that's left over to Crick Hollow at the end. Nice. Done. That's hilarious. So there's some fun shenanigans you can do if you want to make sure that your wardrobe ends up on all the servers you play. Just make sure you do the first shared transfer to whatever server you want your good stuff out of your wallet to go to. Because like I said, that's where like I had Mithril coins and those went to, you know, they get slurped out. into wherever you're going. So that's why I did a quick hollow transfer first. All right, 6 out of 9. We need 3 more. Here we go.
It was once an important fortification of the enemy.
Bum, ba, ba.
Is now held by a small band of elves. The enemy seeks to reclaim their fortress.
All right, I'll talk to Rodleth, get this started. So this is an interesting one. You've got these catapults, this ballista up on the top, but and then there's little circles. So that's where like the west, is this west? Yeah, this is where the west one hits. This is where the central ballista hits, and then the east one hits over there. And east. So they're like, hey, shoot them, you know, try to get them into the circle and then shoot them with the ballista. But I mean, they come along from over there. And so if you're high enough level or you have enough people, you can just run around and hit them without ever having to shoot them from above. There we go. The enemy grows weaker. Little Hobbit healer running around. Another one falls. Cracks me up. So yeah, back to your question, Mandalay. I don't know the last hour of Anor, as it were. I've seen that question come up. And so I think they were, like, SSG folks were, like, trying to figure it out, but I don't think they have an answer yet. Yeah, I heard that too. I heard a thump outside, and I look down, and there's the cat also looking that direction. But I figure, at minimum, it will be when the servers go down for the maintenance, and it just won't come back. So if that's the case, I don't want to miss out, you know. Oops, we have a thingy over there. Hey, hello. Hey, whoop, whoop, come back, come back, come back, come back. I can't get it. Okay, are you going inside to get it? Okay, thank you. Excellent, thank you. Hi. Do I have a cat perched behind me? I do. Hi, how are you? Welcome back. Yeah, she started doing that a little bit ago. That was one of the first things that she did as they were getting more comfortable in the house, is she started sitting behind me. It's very cute. Because she still wasn't sure about, like, how close she wanted to be to me. Like, you know, was I going to pick her up and hold her in a way she wasn't happy with? Was I going to touch her too much? Like, you know, all those things when you're learning new owners. Yeah, or new staff, as it were, with cats. Hi. I know you want to sit, like, right with my keyboard and stuff. Yeah, like B4 says, it's probably best to assume that it's not going to come back after the server shut down. But if it does, then you've got bonus time. Unless we hear otherwise. Like, they'll probably put something on Twitter if they have a time. So Mandalay says, what I used to do was transfer items back and forth from Anor to Ithil. Like if can find something on BC auction and then sent. Oh yeah, back when it was free. Yeah, yeah. Yes, cats, says Traildor, we are their pets. Yeah. Yes, I think that's true. Or as I like to think, yeah, we're staff. We are here to accommodate their needs. Isn't that true? Yes, it is. I think it is. Whoa, come back here. Zoom. Excellent. Here comes the next group. Where are you off to this time? You gonna go lay down? Okay. We have a patrol moving east along the road towards Dol Guldur, which would be around here somewhere. Yeah, so we discovered that she likes these little beds. And so we got some like tray tables from IKEA and put it on top of that. So because she seemed to want to be around the height where I could pet her, but at the same time she like kind of having her own autonomy. Every so often, sometimes she comes up on my lap. In fact, she does it with a lot more frequency. Like almost every day now, she'll come onto my lap and just lay across here, which is really funny because often it's across like my arm as I'm trying to like move the mouse and stuff, and you know, that's not her problem. She is a pretty kitty, Mandalay. Thank you. I know she's quite lovely. Yeah, they lived elsewhere before us, and unfortunately their previous owner died, and so they were without a home, and they were taken to a shelter where they lived for, oh hey, a couple, like almost 2 months. Oh, I finished Focused and Ready. Wow, I'm surprised I hadn't finished that before. I guess I've been working on my deeds. It was sad, I know, right? I think because they're older, because they're 6 and 8 years old. People want kittens. They want the 1-year-olds. If they want adults, like, they're not looking for cats that might have health problems or, whatever. That you don't know how much longer their life is going to be. Now, they're indoor cats. I think they were indoor-outdoor at their previous home. But I don't think they wandered too far. I'm not sure. It's hard to say precisely without knowing more of the details. But definitely, like, they know the outside exists and they really want to go there. So, yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, Mandalay says that theirs lived to 13. Yeah. Like, man, I had a cat when I was 8 years. Now, we had a cat when I was 8 years old, and before that we had many, many cats, but most of them, didn't make it past 2. Feline leukemia, hit by a car. We had like 1 or 2 cats that were like taken off the street because they were also indoor outdoor cats, and they would just like disappear and like, oh, crazy stuff, right? So I never had a cat that lived past 2 years old. And then when I was 8, one of the cats, she just stuck around. She just kept sticking around, and she had kittens, and yeah, so she lived to be 16, which was great. She was all the way into my college years, and all of that. She's probably the oldest cat I had, and she got to a point where she was just a teeny thing too. 6 pounds, all of soaking wet, right? Actually, I think she was 6 pounds, but was more when she was wet because she had a lot of fur. She was a long-haired cat, and wow, she had a lot of fur. But anyway, she got fleas through, it's college times, things happen, roommates, whatnot, stuff. And so she got fleas, and I gave her a flea bath as I had done in the past, but she was 16 at that point, and her health wasn't great, and like she'd lost a bunch of teeth by then, and all sorts of stuff going on. And I think the flea bath was just too much for her. The chemicals were too much for her, and her organs just stopped functioning properly. So poor baby, she got really weak, and yeah, roommates always have fleas. Thanks, Mandalay. That's awesome. I mean, I had some crazy roommates through college at various points, that's for sure. Actually, at that point, those roommates were they were pretty, they were good people, at least. We were all starving college students, though. We, everybody just doing the best they can is what it comes down to, I think. So, but anyway, so I did lose her at that point, which was too bad. I'm trying to think. She was definitely the oldest, though, that I'd ever had. I'm trying to think who else. Now, we had another cat. She was 8 when we left the U.S., and we did take her we tried to get her adopted, but she was not a very adoptable cat. She had been through some stuff when she was very little, and she never quite socialized well. We did a lot to socialize her, but she still was not, she was a pretty antisocial cat. So, but she was 8 when we left, and so we ended up a no-kill shelter took her, and they. And some of her teeth had started to become rotten right around the time when we turned her in. And so they took care of that. And so she had to kind of migrate to soft food. And she couldn't be an indoor-outdoor cat at that point. Like, there's just no way to do that. Oh, do we have to open this door? Oh, there we go. and so she became like their office cat. Like they have an office, and she basically became resident in there because that's kind of like where they take the troubled cats to work on them and help them socialize and things like that, and then make them adoptable. And so that's where she went. But one of the office volunteers, apparently they bonded, and unfortunately they have other cats at home, unfortunately for her. So she was unable to like go home with this person, but they pretty much took care of her in the office, you know. So as far as I know, she's still there. Every so often we check the website and see if she's listed. She is listed as being an adoptable cat, which says to me that they must have, you know, gotten her to the point where she's more comfortable. On the other hand, she's got to be like 12 or 13 years old by now, so she's probably chilled out a little bit too.
Maybe just getting out of the 7-person household.
You know, and that's actually a good point. Like we, so housing prices have gotten like crazy cakes, especially a lot of places, but in Colorado where we were, it definitely was the case. And so it was, you know, very difficult to get a place without having roommates. Again, I don't think these roommates had fleas though. And she was the only cat in the house most of the time. Occasionally we would have a roommate that would have a cat or two, but most of the time she was the only cat in the house. And but it was a busy house. Like there was always lots of people around, and she was coming and going, and she would go outside and kill animals, and like she's a very good hunter. So yeah, so maybe just that whole huge environment change where she went from being like one cat amongst, you know, half a dozen humans, to being one cat amongst a handful of other cats and like 1 or 2 humans that aren't there all the time. Maybe that just helped her settle down, you know. So, oh, okay. So the Anor, before posted, the Anor server transfer FAQ says, Legendary World of Anor, where we are, will be closing to the public logon on August 31st, with the world formally becoming unavailable for login after our regular weekly restart on the 31st. So there you go. So yes, I would say you've got less than 24 hours at this point. Oh, trail door's got to go. Internet's lagging. Aw, sorry to hear that. Well, yes, nice to meet you as well, and come on back anytime. We're here every week. So maybe we'll see you next week. Oh yeah, next week, hopefully I'm going to be giving away some of these t-shirts, or at least one. So yes, I will make sure to put it on my Twitter to let people know that I'll be doing that. And in fact, where's my Twitter? Here it is. Let me give y'all my Twitter so you have that. So that's my my Twitter page, and I tweet every day before I go live, and before also tweets on my Twitter every time before he goes live with his plugins show. We talked about LOTRO plugins, and it's called Plugin Along. So if you're ever like, hey, what's going on? When's the next one? You can always check on the Twitter, or just have that like send you notifications. So you're like, oh yes, bing, go check that out. Yeah, and so I'll make sure to put on the Twitter that that we'll be doing a t-shirt giveaway, so that way people can plan ahead a little bit and make sure they're here if they want to be here for that. Because we will do it live. We won't do it like, probably won't do a non-live one. It'd probably just be live. Wow, that tree is super sparkly. Like, that is so cool. A couple of them, it's like sparkles in the trees. That's really cool. I wonder if that's supposed to be the spider webs. That would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. Okay, so we're doing North Cotton Farm here, in case you hadn't cottoned on to what we're doing. Sorry, I cracked myself up. Which is part of the In Their Absence quest chain, like storyline. But this also counts for Legendary Mirkwood. And as you can see, I have a quest here that says Legendary Mirkwood, the North Cotton Farm. So once I complete the the North Cotton Farm instance, then that will count towards the Legendary Mirkwood that we're doing. Oh my gosh, we did this the other day on level and forgot that he can actually hit you, and we got our little butts kicked. It was, oh my gosh, it was funny. It's like, whoopsie. We gotta pay more attention sometimes, because we're used to coming in like this, where it's just like, oh yeah, we'll just hit him, boom, done. It's like, whoops, we gotta really pay attention. I think we perished. Oh, because we were doing it on Treebeard. And there was a group of us, like 4 of us, but it's only a 3-person instance. And so we divided into 2 and 2, which was fine. Like, we have the firepower and coordination on both sides. So it was, that part's not a problem. But yeah, we were doing it like level 65, and we're like level 65 characters. And we were like, oh, we should hit these people. Genix, welcome. Hello to you as well. So we are here on the Treebeard. Nope, we're not on Treebeard. Where are we? We're on Anor. We're on the Anor server for the last day of Anor. It's immune. No, I say no. Ah, here we go. So I've got an eye over my head, and what that means is I'm dropping these little area effects of poison. So it looks like, because there we go. Oh, here he is. Okay, cool, you defeated him. Yay! So you don't want to stand in those because they are really annoying and they'll drain you really fast. But hey, we finished. Whoop-de-woo. We met last Thursday in Cologne. Awesome, where we got these awesome t-shirts. Yes. So for those of you who don't know, yes, last week, a handful of the SSG folks were in Cologne in Germany, and to do some stuff at a convention, and we they did a meet and greet on Thursday night, and so some people, we got to meet each other, which is so fantastic. It was neat. It was really, really cool to get to meet other LOTRO fans that are maybe in this region also. Because with SSG, it's based out of the US, it's on the East Coast, and so people who are also on the East Coast sometimes get to meet them, like if they go to events or, or things like that. But here in Europe, I don't expect to get to see SSG folks very often. So it was very exciting to have the opportunity to get to meet them while they're like 2 hours away from us, so practically our backyard. And they had swag for us, so right before this new mini expansion's coming out. So I mentioned this early on in the stream, but I'll bring it up again. So it's got like a Nazgul on it. Let's see if you can see. So yes, it's got that Nazgul on it, and then on the back, it's got the logo that they have for the expansion where it says, Lord of the Rings Online Before the Shadow. So that's on the back up at the top. So that's really cool. So yes, we will do at least one giveaway next week of a t-shirt. And yeah, I was talking about this earlier, Jinjar brings it up, that because we live in Europe, we're going to be paying for the cost of the shipping. So I will probably limit it to Europe only. I don't know, I'll have to think about that. Like, because Jinjar, what if I offered it to US, but you'd have to cover shipping above X? Like, I don't know how I feel about that. I'd feel bad charging somebody for the shipping when I'm trying to give you a gift, but at the same time, like, I don't want to spend $50 shipping something. On the other hand, we might be in the US in November, and so if somebody wanted to wait, we could ship it in November, but that's a long time away, and what if we don't go? So, I know, right? Yes, the when mini expansion? Next month. So as far as I'm aware, it's like end of September is what they had said. So they haven't given a specific date yet, is what I understand. Ginger, you could wait. I know, right? Nice. Athel just finished a Slayer deed. Trollshaw's Troll Slayer Advanced. Very cool. Okay, so I will think about that and see if people would be, like, see if we would be interested in schlepping a shirt back. Because I don't know if anybody's doing shirt giveaways in the US. Like, yeah, I'm not sure if he passed out, because we got it from Cordovan. And so I don't know if he gave shirts to... What's that? Yeah, exactly. I don't know if any of the US streamers were going to be... It really just depends on when they see people, right? You know, like... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll check in. Check into that. When are we going to make a Hobbit Lore Master? I know, right? I will be making a Hobbit Lore Master as soon as I can. Actually, so the Hobbit Lore Master, there's a whole bunch of classes that are becoming available. With the new update then, which would probably be the same time as this coming out, I'm thinking. So that would be like end of September. I'm not sure if it's all at the same time, but it might be. Oh, there we go. Thanks for the link before. Yeah, so LOTRO.com news, LOTRO Before the Shadow, says planned pre-purchase availability in late September. Oh, okay, right. So that means maybe you can buy it in late September, but it might not come out till sometime within... Usually they don't do a pre-buy unless it's coming out like within half a month or so from there. So I would guess that would mean, like, if you could pre-buy it at the end of September, it would be out by mid-October. That's my guess. Now that works for me because our classes will be done like mid to end of October. So that's good timing for me. Yeah, that's true. They usually do have the release date when they do the pre-sales. Like, they don't just leave that hanging. Now, we have done that with a convention once or twice, where basically, you know, we ran a convention, but we didn't have the dates for the following year yet because of hotel contracts or whatever, you know. Things happen. Like, it's a complicated set of things to put together a convention. And so, yeah, once or twice, we were selling passes to the next year's convention, but we didn't have a date or location. We're like, trust us, we'll have a convention. And if not, we'll give you your money back. Don't worry. It worked out. Yeah, sometime next year, around this time, you know, a year from now is the intention. We'll let you know where and when. But either way, you're in it. You're good. Oh, that was funny. I shot over my shoulder. That was fun. Okay. Cool. Oh, you have space ready, Jinjar, for your Hobbit Lore Master? So what I think I'm going to do, because I'm like, well, okay, I want a Hobbit Lore Master. I mean, I absolutely do want a Hobbit Lore Master, because I think that's going to be fun. Yeah, they're allowing more classes and races combinations than there are now. So Hobbit Lore Master is one of them. Like elf, high elf, champion. Oh, maybe they could do that already. Anyway, stuff that they can't do right now. Yes, next year around this date, around this place. Yes, regarding convention scheduling, says before in the chat. Yeah, then not talking about LOTRO. LOTRO will probably have Beyond the Shadow out before before next year this time. Unless something goes really bad. Like, please, no more worldwide pandemics, if that's possible. Let's see what. So, oh yeah. So, Hobbit Lore Master. Okay, so where am I going to play? That's my kind of guiding thought here. Okay, so I'm like, well, Anor is going to be closed, so I won't be playing on Anor anymore because that would have been one of the top options. In terms of places where I'm active, right? So I'm very rarely on Evernight these days. So probably not Evernight. Maybe a Landroval thing, but not certain when I'll be playing on Landroval again next, so maybe not there. maybe Crick Hollow if I get active over there, but really, I'm mainly active on Treebeard. Like, that's really my main server, right? So, oh, good, Egg Arthur's put in there. I figured one of y'all who are really attentive to these things would put that in there. Thank you for doing that. So Egg Arthur has given us the deets here, and it is dwarves and stout axes will now be able to be captains and wardens, which they currently are not. So once this comes out, they can do that. Elves and high elves will be able to be burglars, be burglars. They can't be hobbits. They can be burglars. Oh, but currently they can't be burglars. Okay. What else? Sorry, I was trying to get us around here, and I think I got us lost. So maybe I stop moving us? Oh, no, maybe it's this way. Okay, so dwarves and stout axes can be captains and wardens. Elves and high elves can be burglars. Hobbits can become lore masters and champions. Hobbits have not been able to be champions. And humans will be able to be rune keepers. There we go. So there's your new list. Oh my gosh, I remember we did this. We did this on level, I think it must have been on Bombadil, because I think there's a challenge in here to let it fill the room with the goo and then defeat him or something like that. It was crazy cakes. Oh, hey! Is that our legendary Mirkwood done? Sweet! So, legendary Mirkwood, Breaking the Dark Sorcery, Advanced, which means I just finished the basic. Now, I could see that in my general tab, too. It should say, you have acquired 5 legendary coins of Mirkwood. So that also kind of tells me that I did the thing. Also, I have an enervating plague on me. Wasn't that? It's exciting looking. I think it looks kind of cool, though. Just kind of like dripping off of me there. The little, you know, cloud of plague. Okay, anyway, so I probably should leave the instance and go shopping. All right, so where are we at here? We have... Oh, I have been streaming for nigh on 2 hours. So I think we will wrap it up here pretty soon. So let's go shopping. We're going to go do that. We're going to get rid of that. Okay, so let me pull up my notes. Notes. It's important to have notes. Okay, oh yeah, so I never actually answered your question, Ginger. I'm so sorry. I probably will do it on Treebeard. And I will probably... I'm really very, very seriously considering taking my existing Lore Master, because I made one of every class on Treebeard and got them to level 50. So I got the deed and I got the quest completion. I got the title, all that. So I might take my existing Lore Master and spend the LOTRO points to do a race change and swap her over to being a Hobbit, and then go back out into the world and do her like her deed completions and stuff to just kind of get used to playing a Hobbit Lore Master. So that's kind of what I'm thinking I'm going to do, Ginger. Where are you going to do it? Are you going to do it on Landroval? Because is that where you're primarily? I forget. Okay, so so the legendary server quests, remember I did the basic one and now I have the advanced. The advanced will time out. So when it comes to be like Sunday, I think Sunday, like, 3 a.m. server time, it times out. And so if you don't get it done by, by that time, it disappears and you have to start all over. The legendary Mirkwood basic one, I can pick it back up in 4 days, although there was something about if I drop the advanced one, I might be able to pick up. No. I think we still think it might time out. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, all those instances that we just did are locked until tomorrow or whenever they reset. So, Arkansas is your main. Okay, but you have spaces on all English speaking servers. That is fantastic. Yeah, I have space everywhere, I'm pretty sure. So, okay, so now I have 20 of these tokens for Mirkwood. And I'm gonna grab my notes just to be sure. Totes my notes. And I have, oh, hey, before we go anywhere, let me just show you something that breaks your heart. Look at that, houses. You do not own any housing. Like, that's just hard to say. Like, what? Then to purchase a personal or premium home, visit a housing broker. Yeah, I know. Go and talk to the guy. That makes me so sad to see that. Because I sold all of my houses on Anor because I wanted to get the Ritz and make sure and all the stuff and the things. And isn't that sad? Just so sad. Thankfully, I have houses elsewhere. But man, when that popped up, I was just like, my breath was taken away. Yes, Egg Arthur, space, the final frontier for new hobbits, for new characters. We need lots of space. Actually, yeah, I don't think I've maxed out the space on any of my servers yet. I was getting really close on Treebeard because I did one of each, plus I did 2 hunters. So that put me at, oh, was it 12 or 11? Because then the Brawler came out. Yeah, I was getting really close. So, but some of the like expansion packs or the, you know, yeah, the expansions, when you buy them, they come with like a character slot. So that's been really convenient, and then it just adds on to how many I can have. You had to buy another slot for Arkenstone. So yeah, so if you buy a character slot, that's server specific. Is that how that works? Because I've been really lucky that the ones that come with the, you know, expansions are account wide. So all of my servers have like 13 spots or whatever it is. So what is it? Is it called slot? Bonus character slot. 595 LOTRO points. Hey, War Steeds. Create 1 additional character per game world. Oh, it is account wide. Oh, okay. Because I was like, oh my gosh, like 595 just so you can have 1 more character on that server. Like, that seems harsh. But okay, so you think it's account wide for those. Purchasing this character slot allows the purchaser to create 1 additional character on each game world. Okay. That does sound account wide. Whew. Okay, so what's the sales this week? Oh, hey, we should put the freebie in there. What's the freebie? Is it IE? There we are. Let's see. This week is a Battle Potion of Restoration. So the code for that is Battle Restore. What is the limit for characters per server? I don't know. Egg Arthur, do you know? You know lots of stuff. I mean, oh, I was just curious what the sales were. Oh, hey, every so often, hang on, distracted. Every so often I check the carryalls just in case they've like snuck in some of the other ones that are not the crafting carryalls, because I have a lot of crafting carryalls. Like I'm doing pretty good, although every time they put them on sale, I'm like, well, I have to get more because they never go on sale, right? Okay, just crafting carryalls. Okay, we were looking at, what was it called? Character slot. We were looking at the slots. I mean, we could do a count here maybe, but it seems like there's a lot. Like, look, oh my gosh, there's a bunch. This goes on forever. Okay, so this goes on to here. So is that like 3? Oh, I've just lost track actually where I was at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This is still going. 19, 20, 21. Oh my goodness. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Okay, so like there's an additional 39 spots that I could buy. So I feel like there's a lot left to go. Okay. According to the wiki, says Egg Arthur, players may have up to a maximum of 46 characters per server per account. Okay. Well, that doesn't, but if I just counted, what did I count? 39? And I know I have at least 12. So I wonder if that's even out of date. Because those slots wouldn't be available for me to purchase if I couldn't purchase them. Because things go out of the store. Like it just doesn't show. Like if I try to go and buy an expansion, like if I try to go like War of the Three Peaks or something. Actually, I think I can just look in the category. Right? Isn't there a category? Oh, I don't know where it is. Account. Content. Expansions. Yeah, like it says no items. So because I have all of the expansions, it won't even show it to me. Because like sometimes people are like, you know, how much is such and such expansion? I'm like, I can't even tell you, you know, in the store, like if it's in the store. Because I can't see it because it won't even show it to me. It doesn't even give me that option. So that's why I'm thinking if I just counted 39 character slots, and I could have counted wrong, but like, you know, we'll say it was close to that. And I have at least 12 over on Treebeard because I've used most of them. Because I've got 2 full pages of people, and there's like 6 people on each page, so that's 12. And I think I still have at least 1 more character slot, I think. So 39 plus 12 would be 51. So I think it's got to be at least 51. So yeah, Ginger, you're at 26. You're over halfway there. There you go. Life goals. That's funny. Okay, so we're going to get... I could get, you see, okay, so here's the dealio, right? I've got 20 tokens now. And I've already got the title writ. So I have the name, the title, Legend of Mirkwood. I can put that on if I wanted to. Although I like Tree Whisperer. I think that's a fantastic title. So I'm going to get this Laden tasting table, which I think is really cool. It's got, here, let me put the link in the chat. And this is over, can you turn on a light for me, sweetie, when you have a chance? Thank you. So, over on Deco de Miu, the awesome website, which is, thank you, the database of all of the, it's a fan-run website, and it's all of the housing, it's everything to do with housing, all the housing things you can get in the game. So, oh, I posted the link there to the LOTRO wiki, actually. My apologies. But I've gone and looked over at Deco because that's where I wanted to see what it looks like. But it's actually here also. It's got like wheels of cheese on it, and then a couple bottles like of wine or whatever, and then barrels of berries with it. So that's the Laden tasting table that we're looking at right here. So I have 20 coins, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy 2 of those because I want to make sure I spend these coins now, because once we leave, there's no quartermaster. Like there's these coins will just live in my pocket forever, as far as I'm aware. So I have 5 Moria coins and 5 Angmar coins. So let's go back to Angmar and see, because I think then I can buy another boar fountain. So that's cool. Oh, and I want to open my shared storage because then we're going to, hey, what's in the box? I got a gray box of ancient spoils. Where did we get that? Man, I don't remember getting that.
The featured server
Oh, it's an enhancement rune. Oh, because we did a featured instance of the server. You know. Okay, so I've got a thing here called Legendary Rewards where I'm kind of tracking where I'm keeping that stuff. Because I'm going to then take everything out of shared storage that I don't want to go to wherever it is. So I think what I'll probably do is, I think this is the order I'm gonna have to do things, is I'll do a shared storage transfer from here to Crick Hollow, send all the stuff that's going to Crick Hollow, and then it'll pull all of the stuff out of my wallet that's green, because that's the stuff that'll go over, and because everything that's white is character specific. So I think I'll do that. So I'll send everything to Crick Hollow, and then I'll do a shared, well, then once all the good stuff is gone, I'll do another shared storage transfer to Evernight to get my wardrobe over there. And then I'll do one to Brandywine just in case I ever go back to Brandywine for some reason. Like sometimes I wonder if there might be events or something that I want to go to, and then I would have my whole wardrobe there. So that's kind of convenient. So, oh, you know what I probably should do before I do that is I should see if I have any dyes that I want to use and dye up a whole bunch of stuff in my wardrobe, because then the dyed stuff will go over. I should do that. Okay, so we're gonna dye stuff, Then we'll ship stuff off to Crick Hollow. Then we'll do a bare bones transfer of things to Evernight and to Brandywine. I do have most of this written down, by the way. I'm not going to have to come back and watch the video to do all of this for sure. And then I'll make sure to put the table, the laden tasting table, into my shared storage, along with a boar fountain to go to wherever it's going. Where did I decide I wanted to send those? See, I figure a lot of other people are doing the same thing, and so there probably are some stone trolls and some boar fountains from the legendary servers that are making their way out to the other servers. So I think it's kind of cool because there will be people who will be like, oh, I know where you got that. Like, you know, because it's such a limited access kind of thing. So, oh, but hey, I'm here in Angmar, or as sometimes I call it Dangmar when I'm not enjoying it. I'm going to grab another boar fountain with my 5 coins. Because I could get the hooded thing. I'm not into the hooded. I'm not really a capes person. So I don't think we need to worry about the capes. Okay, so we can walk past those. The title writ, I don't wear Legend of Angmar title. I'm just not going to. So boar fountain it is, absolutely. Okay. So boom, those coins are done. Let me send myself to the 21st hall while we're talking. So now, go back into my shared storage and put the boar fountain in here. So now I have 3 boar fountains. So then before I do each of my transfers, I'll want to make sure I put a boar fountain in there. 1 for Crick Hollow, 1 for Landreval, and 1 for Laurelin. That's where I'm sending things. I am like so overstuffed with stuff over on Evernight. I'm just, and we hardly play there anymore right now. So I'm not really going to worry about it too much. Like, the parties are on Landreval and Laurelin anyway. Okay, so I have 5 coins here. I don't think I can do anything with it because I could get a Stone Troll the second. I already have 3 of them. I could get the Laden Butcher's Table. I don't want it. I mean, I'd have to go get 5 more coins. The frame, I probably already have it. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. I don't want the Cloak of the Watcher. I mean, I guess... No, I can't even do anything with it. Can't disenchant it. Nah, I think I'm just not going to do anything with those coins. I think they're just going to sit in my pocket. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, just need to do a lot of deeding to get the rest. So, okay, so Egg Arthur counted 31 in the store with 18 characters already bought on Evernight. So that turns out to 49. So the wiki is 3 behind, potentially, if not a couple more. Yeah, so that's a lot of character slots, though. Like, I can't imagine trying to manage 49 characters on one server. I qualified that because I think, oh, I don't have 49 characters overall, do I? Oh, boy. No. Okay, I have 12-ish on Treebeard. I've got like 5 or 6 on Evernight. That's like 17. I left 2 on Brandy, so that's like 19. Landreval, I've got, I don't know, like 8 maybe. Because I keep starting new characters there when I start playing with a friend. And then they quit playing, and then I got a new character, and yeah. So what am I up to, like 25 or something? And then I've got 3 on Laurelin, so that's like 28. And then Crick Hollow is going to have 4, I think. So that's like 32. Yeah. So see, I don't have 49 characters total. Definitely not all on one server. All right. So I think I have all the goodies that I'm going to get. Yeah. So I think that's about it for me on Anor on stream. Be quiet. Oh yeah, it's so crazy. There's like, yeah, 32 non-anonymous people online right now. Crazy. Every so often too, I go and I check like the kinship to see who all's left. Like, we have 2 pages of people who still need to check in, or maybe they just won't, you know what I mean? Maybe their characters will go off into the ether, or maybe they'll transfer them after, because if you're not a current subscriber, So you don't have like, access, because you have to be a subscriber to get onto the legendary servers. So if you're not a current subscriber, you wouldn't be able to get in and manipulate your characters, as I keep saying, like go in and move the stuff around and sell your house and all of that stuff. So, but if you are not a current subscriber, but you have characters on Anor, you just wait until, well, I mean, you could do it now because transfers are free, and you can transfer your characters off and it'll take all your stuff with you. It should. Now, there is something about if you're the kin leader and you don't sell your kin house, it can muck things up. But if you can't get on to do it, then I don't know, I'm sure things happen. So you can still get your characters off, even without coming in and rearranging your, inventory and stuff like that. So, okay, so next week we'll probably do some bingo boffin. Hey, somebody else is running around in Moria. Yay! Let's see. So, because I was looking at, the calendar. Farmer's Fair just ended. That ended yesterday. Or yesterday was the last full day of that. Let's see. We have some Shipwrecked Mariner happening, but not until the middle of next month. Bilbo's birthday. Buried Treasure event, Hobnanigans. We're talking October. So Harvest Math is middle-ish of October. So the next festival we have going on isn't for quite a while. We've got quite a while before we're doing stuff. So we'll probably do some Bingo Boffin on stream next week on Treebeard, because we kind of left him behind in Lothlorien, and we've kind of wandered off to Mirkwood, and he's like, hey, I want to go to Mirkwood too and go hit things. So can you talk these elves into letting me come over? So we got to finish doing that like we said we would, and then we just kind of left him behind, so we probably should go help him out. So we'll probably go help Bingo out sometime next week, and then we'll probably go back to doing what we were before with our Treebeard stuff, which is continuing to quest, but we're getting close to the end of that. We've gotten ourselves out into Enedwaith. Yeah, we're in Enedwaith. So we're out running around. Yes, we're out here running around here on Treebeard now. So we'll be working on that, and also doing like skirmishes and instances, and accumulating legendary coins there also for the good stuff, but that's for Treebeard. So where you don't have free transfers right now. So everything, what happens on Treebeard stays on Treebeard right now, as it were. All right, so if you have any last minute questions, now this is the time to put it in chat if you hadn't figured that out already. So recap, Anor is a legendary server. Legendary servers are cool. There are 2 other legendary servers that are active right now. They are Treebeard, which goes really, really slow with very slow accumulation of experience and very slow progression on how soon you get the next expansions every 6 months. There's also Shadowfax, where you run very quickly, you get 150% of experience, and the next expansion comes out every 2 months. So they are getting really close to cap. Like, they're not far from it, within the year, I think. Legendary server of Anor, however, is closing down. Transfers off of Anor are free right now. So if you have any characters on Anor, get them off of there. You have until the end of the year to do so. However, if you want to actually log in and look at your character and remember what you're doing, you have until tomorrow before the servers are shut down for their weekly restart. So there's that. The next expansion or mini expansion is Before the Shadow, and this is some of the merch for it. So very excited about that. We were able to pick that up by meeting some of the SSG people in Germany last week, as well as some other really cool LOTRO players that we got to meet. So that was awesome. So I think that's most of the news. Not all the news. I'm sure I've missed something, but that's most of it. That's all we're getting for now. Next up, after me, is B4, and B4 does a stream talking about LOTRO plugins. He's been working on the Festival Buddy plugin. Now that the current festival just ended, I'm not sure if he's going to be finishing that up, or so he's got some stuff to tidy up on that, so it'll be ready to go, and then well, obviously by the next time we have Farmer's Fair, it'll be ready to go, but I'm wondering if he's going to start working on anything for Harvest Math. Stick around and find out. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm being told. Okay, cool. Because I'm a huge festival person, so I'm kind of excited about that idea. All right. So I guess I will be, next time you see any of these characters, well, Gladwig here and Athel that was here, they will be over on Crick Hollow if we ever see them again on stream. I don't know. We'll have to see. But they'll have cool stuff around them, so that'd be awesome. Okay, I think that covers it. Oh, and then we'll probably do at least one t-shirt giveaway during my stream next week. So come back for that. I'll try to remember to put it in the Twitter so people can plan ahead. Don't like surprising people. I like letting people be able to plan ahead and expect things. So, okay. Thank you all for joining me today and coming along and having some fun discussion. That was awesome. I enjoy interacting with other LOTRO players, and there aren't necessarily like a lot of people that I run into in my daily life that are LOTRO players. Like, you know, I can't just walk down the street and go, hello, fellow LOTRO player. So I really enjoy the chats that we get to have when I'm streaming. Yeah, it's like, because I know we're a community and it's fun to see that in action. So I appreciate those of you who do come in and are participating and hanging out with me here in the chat. Even if you aren't chatting, I know you're there. And so that's nice too. And it warms my little heart. So thank you. All right. So I will see you all next week. And we'll probably be back over on the Treebeard server. And I will have the cat bed will continue to live here next to me, so you can enjoy at least one of the two cats. The other one, oh, he's still sleeping in the chair over there. Well, you can't see him right now, but he's there. He's snoozing. He's good. He's having a good time. And, oh, possibly during B4 stream, you might see them more because there's more of the cat accoutrement visible on from his his camera. So, all right. Oh, thank you, SG Art for me. Says, thank you, enjoyed, appreciate you. Oh, thank you so much. That's very sweet. It's very kind. Yes, and yes, hello to everybody who will be watching this later. I know some of you are in that category as well, and I do appreciate you as well. So don't think I've forgotten about you. I haven't. I do think of you often, and I appreciate you coming along, even out of time with me. All right. See you all next week. Have a great time. Stick around for B4, and we'll see you next week. Oh, and don't forget to stay connected to that Hobbit side of your heart. Take care of each other.